Byron said you were much more serious tonight than some of the other games from your goodbye tour because of the importance of the Celtics. Is that accurate?
Yeah, probably. I mean, coming into the night, there's 3 home games left. And now 2. So, to the extent that my body will allow me, I want to do my best to give the fans what they came to see.
Is it kind of surreal that that's the last time you're going to hear those Boston Sucks chants?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's weird. It's last time facing that green, but it's been a joy to be able to go against them, to be a part of a rivalry that I watched for so long.
You obviously had some days to rest, but how did you get to, against Miami where you go around?
Rest, man. Rest. A lot of icing, a lot of stretching, and just rest, man.
In line with the dunk, was that something you were kind of thinking about, or just sort of?
Yeah, I thought about it. My legs felt pretty good, so I just said, what the hell, might as well try it.
These games like this, 34, the dunk, where everyone thinks you may rethink the dynamic, maybe heal, who knows what, come back.
Come back where?
Nights like this?
No. Not a chance.
You could play Boston every night with?
I'm good. Not a chance.
When you were calling for the ball, did you really want it tonight, and out of respect for the history of the Lakers Celtics rivalry,
Yeah, I mean, there's a little trash talking going on too between the young guys over there, and hearing that exchange between them got me juiced up a little bit too. It was fun.
You talked about your relationship with Bill Russell. What type of mentor has he been to you, and I guess what were the biggest lessons?
This has been an unbelievable mentor, and especially from the standpoint of leadership and understanding group, team dynamics, and some of the experiences that he's went through, and how he was able to manage some of the teams that he's played on and some of the difficulties that he might have faced. And he's been an invaluable ear and voice for me in my career.
I guess what are the dynamics that he's...
They're all different. So, of course, he's won a lot of championships. We all know that. But every championship team that he's been on all had a different dynamic, all had a different challenge that he had to deal with, from, teammates not seeing eye to eye, getting guys to fit or believe into their system or role, dealing with success, pulling a team out of failure. I mean, all those things have been things that I've gone to him for.
You've spent, I guess, probably the last 8 or 9 years now looking at younger players in the league and seeing them. How long did it take you to feel like you really found a voice that was true to yourself, and carrying yourself that was true to yourself?
I think it just comes with time, and it comes with age. It's interesting when you first come in the league, you're really trying to figure out what's what, what's the right thing to say, what's the wrong thing to say, trying to avoid conflict or controversy. And then as you age, you kind of realize that no matter what you say, there's always going to be conflict, always going to be controversy. So, the best thing to do is just be yourself. And, if there's going to be controversy or conflict created, at least it's being created from the person that you truly are versus a version that you're trying to present of yourself.
Feeling that sort of almost like you said, pretending to be.
No, it's not that you're trying to pretend. You're trying to always put the best version of yourself forward, versus what I've been able to do in later stages of my career is just be me. If I think it's a stupid question, it's a stupid question. If I feel like if I'm moody today, I'm moody today. It just is what it is.
¿Qué significa para ti como jugaste contra un rival como Boston al final de tu carrera?
Es un gran sueño para mí jugar contra de Boston en los finales 2 veces, y mirando el rival de Magic con todos estos años cuando era chiquito, y ahora para terminar mi carrera en el último partido contra de Boston es un sueño para mí.
¿Qué ha significado Boston Celtics históricamente para ti, para que seas un líder como has llegado a ser?
No, significa todo para mí. En 2008, contra de ellos, es un momento en mi carrera que imparó mucho. Paró mucho como ser un líder y como ganar otros campeonatos.
La final que le ganaste que le ganaron a Boston en 2010,
Sí.
es quizás uno de los mejores momentos.
Es el mejor momento. Es el mejor momento de toda mi carrera. Seguramente.
With Gary maybe being honored tonight, when you think about all the times that you spent together, what has he done for your career? How has he made you, a better player?
It's a very, very long answer. I was just really happy to see the ovation he received. I mean, everybody knows about all the great players that the Lakers have had, but none of us would be able to get out there and perform the way we perform without him. It's just not possible. He's the guy behind all of it, and what he's meant to my career is can't really put it into words.
¿Vas a extrañar hablar español, Kobe, ahora que no hagas estas conferencias de prensa? ¿Y con quién vas a practicar español?
Con mi esposa, claro. Mi esposa y su familia.
¿Vas a extrañar hablar español?
Sí, tenemos que hablar español en nuestra casa. Tenemos hijas que tienen que hablar español también.
Kobe, I know you had ruled this out earlier in the season. There are some reports that said that FC Barcelona.
Stop it. See, stupid question. I know where you're going. Dude, stop. You know I'm not playing. I'm done.
Well, I wasn't asking that, just more that they had made that offer.
What about it?
Well, that declined it.
What's the question?
Well, first Galzak, and then secondly was if you were healthy, was that something that you were thinking about first?
No, I mean, if I was healthy, if I wanted to play, I'd still be playing for the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like the health thing, I can always figure it out. I mean, it's not a big deal. Like my body's sore, I can always commit to it, figure it out, and be healthy and play. And I just don't want to play anymore. That's all.
Typical offseason, how long would you go without picking up a ball?
2 days, probably.
So, I mean, there are guys who play a little bit, there are guys who never touch a ball again. Do you have any idea of sort of in that?
Well, I can't help it because my kids want to play basketball, so I'm out there with my youngest shooting every day. So it's just as I'm putting the basketball fever up, she seems to have picked it up now. So every day probably.
Kobe, is there a possibility that sometime in the future you consider being a coach or head coach in the NBA?
Nope.
Shaq's kid just his daughter won at Chevy Hills Park. Maybe transition into a rec league with your daughter, coach, kind of do the next step?
Nope. Nope. Then I got to deal with parents and all that stuff. I'm good, man. I'm good. The driveway is good for me, man.
How satisfying in 2010 when all the Celtics to kind of get them back in that series, the kind of epic Game 7?
It was really big. It's we were part of the history of the rivalry, and there's no way we could go down in history as being remembered as a team that lost twice to the Celtics. With all the history that's going on, there's no way. There's no way. So above even winning the 5th championship, it was more like not disappointing the memory of this organization and the rivalry that's been there for decades. Yeah, that was more important.
Can you tell that this generation doesn't quite understand or get that rivalry? And for you, is that almost like a bit frustrating because it's meant so much?
I mean, for the guys that don't get it, I don't understand it. Like, if you're a basketball player, you want to know everything about the game, like the history of the game. I wonder how many of them actually seen Bird play. Or seen Magic play, for that matter, because they weren't even born. Like, some of them were barely born when I first started playing. So, the idea of seeing Magic and Bird play and James Worthy and all these guys is probably a really foreign concept to them, which is really strange. It's really strange.
How much do they
2008, it is, when you went into the series, it was something that you would watch growing up and you knew the history. 2010, it was, now you were part of it. You had a loss and then you faced it in the college before. I'm wondering what the difference in the rivalry was for you having been through it.
It was still, a very beautiful thing to be a part of it. But also, just the pressure and understanding what this finals meant, especially 2010, because you can't lose twice to these guys. I don't care how many Hall of Famers they have. It just can't happen. There's no excuse. And so, as a team, we completely understood that. I understood that. And it was just, by any means necessary, we're going to win this damn series. I don't care what we have to do. We're going to figure out a way to get it done.
There been more, I remember Game 7, just the constant, you're taking on the free throw line, just the concentration, recently probably about 50,000 times in the course of your life, probably more. Have you ever been more on empty after any kind of season or anything than you were at that point?
No, that was the toughest. My knee was messed up throughout the playoffs and had to get it drained and all this other stuff, and I could barely bend it. Finger was broken. There was a lot of stuff going on. Bone chip in my ankle. It was just a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff going on in that series that we had to kind of tend to. So, aside from just the energy that it took to pull it through, there's a lot of physical things that is just like, I was jacked up.
The psychological end of it is always interesting. Because it really did seem like you were just, that was it. Like there were in Game 8, it would have been a problem.
Yeah, well, it's psychologically draining to try to prepare for these guys because you had so many weapons. You had to, staying up all night trying to figure out the schematics of things and communicating to the guys, and that portion of it was mentally draining. And then figuring out, how are the guys feeling? Are they ready? Are they feeling the pressure? Are they nervous? Are they, So it's all those things that I was trying to manage, aside from them preparing myself for the games.
I think you've said this before, but was 2010 the most important championship to you?
Yep. No question about it. No question about it. No question. Because to lose that one and to be 0-2 to the Celtics, that is a non-negotiable. You cannot do that.
Kobe
Can't.
cut flesh, cut bone over the last 20 years. Gary Vee's always been there at your side. Was there a profound moment physically with Gary Vee that you remember in your career?
A lot. There's a lot of them. But our first finals in Indiana, I think, is the one that really stands out. Because my ankle was really jacked up. I didn't know if I could play Game 4 in Indiana. And, we were at practice, and he just molded my ankle, and we just heard a loud pop. And that's when we knew it was either going to be really good or really bad. When I stood up and I started walking around, we knew it was good. And was able to go and finish that series, so.
Kobe, hoy jugaste muy bien, lo viste a los fanáticos, llamando tu nombre, ¿cómo te sentiste tú sabiendo que ya estamos casi al final de tu carrera?
No, me siento muy bien, me siento muy afortunado de haber una carrera de 20 años, es increíble para mí. Entonces me siento muy bien, me siento muy feliz y es un gran honor haber fans que aman mi carrera así.
Cada vez que termina un partido, ¿qué pasa por tu mente en ese primer minuto después del buzzer final?
Calma, tengo mucha calma. Calma, no pienso de nada, no siento nada, mucha calma. Y después, cuando estoy en mi carro a casa, en este momento puedo pensar del juego, de lo que pasó. Pero inmediatamente, después del juego, nada, mucha calma.
Thanks, guys.
Gracias.